지난 8주간 우리가 배운 것들은 꾸준한 복습이 필요합니다. 존 D. 매큐의 영상과 함께 하겠습니다. 존 D. 매큐는 1973년 5월 3일생입니다. 아일랜드 출신 사진작가이자 영화 제작자입니다. 아프가니스탄 종군기자로 활약했습니다. 아프가니스탄 20년 전쟁은 2001년 미국의 아프가니스탄 침공으로 발생한 전쟁입니다. 막대한 인적 희생과 물적 지출에도 불구하고 2021년 결국 탈리반의 승리로 전쟁은 종결되었습니다. 베트남 전쟁 후 미국의 대표적인 패배 사례입니다. 존 D. 매큐입니다. 2009년 아프가니스탄 인터뷰 영상입니다.
You've got the road is in a valley and you've got mountains either side, so they're shooting down on you. I thought looking through the camera, these guys they're going to die. I'm going to photograph them getting killed, and it was pretty horrible.
존 D. 매큐는 지금 이 상황을 사진에 담았습니다. 아프가니스탄 전쟁은 여러 편의 영화로도 제작이 되었습니다. 7월을 바탕으로 2013년 제작된 Lone Survivor입니다. 우리가 배운 것을 바탕으로 WMD와 트리플 샷을 이해해 보겠습니다. 원본 영상을 테이크라 하고 필요한 부분을 편집하면 샷이 됩니다. 샷이 모여 씬이 되며 씬이 모이면 시퀀스를 이룹니다. 시퀀스를 모두 모으면 한 편의 영화가 됩니다. WMD는 Wide, Mid-Range, Detail 세 가지 형태의 샷을 촬영하는 방식입니다. 트리플 샷은 WMD 각각의 Eye Level, High Angle, Low Angle 등 서로 다른 세 개의 카메라 앵글을 사용하는 것입니다. WMD를 우리가 배운 용어로 바꾸면 Wide는 Full Shot, Mid-Range는 Mid Shot, Detail은 Close-Up Shot입니다. 이제 스마트폰 영상 촬영하기로 들어가겠습니다. 존 D. 매큐가 아주 상세히 진행하겠습니다.
My name is John D. McHugh, and I'm the co-founder of a news agency called Verify Media. When I worked in places like Afghanistan, I worked with cameras like this, a good solid broadcast camera, and stills cameras with the digital SLRs like this. Let me get rid of these things. So what I want to show you is just how effective it can be to film simply with an iPhone and then a couple of other pieces. Today, we're going to watch my friend Meg, who makes fantastic chutney. And she is magician in the kitchen, so she's going to get to work and I'm going to do my best to make a watchable film about this. What I'm going to do is talk you through the techniques that I'm using to create this film. Okay, let's get started. The first technique that I want to talk about today is WMDs. And I always say to people when I'm trying to teach them how to shoot, if you want your video to have explosive impact, you have to use WMDs. Now, I'm not talking about weapons of mass destruction, I'm talking about wide, mid-range and detail shots. And so I'm getting my half-length shot now. Okay, and the trick with WMDs is that you need to be adaptable. So I want to get this slicing, so as quick as I can, I'm going to move in and get this shot because there's only a certain number of tomatoes to be sliced. And if I got fixated on trying to get all of my wide shots before I got my detail shots, I could miss this. Now, at the same time, I can immediately see that I've got a nice little reflection shot here. Reflection shots are notoriously difficult because you usually get yourself or your cameraman in the shot, but I am going to try and get it without either of those things. I want to get a second detail shot, but I want to get it right over Meg's shoulder. So the other technique that I use all the time is what I call a triple shot. And this is about getting 3 shots on the wide, 3 on the mid-range, and 3 on the detail. Meg, can you just explain what you're doing here today?
Yeah, so I'm making chutney today. I'm going to use tomatoes and make a fresh tomato chutney.
Now I want to move around the other side of Meg, get myself tucked in nicely here, and get a shot from here, trying not to fall out of the window while I do it. Okay, Meg, can you tell me a little bit more about why you enjoy making chutney?
I felt a while ago that we have a real problem with consumption in society these days, so I wanted to try and make as much stuff as I possibly could.
So when somebody moves and you're filming, the trick is to follow them deliberately. No point in waving your camera around like a whole movie. Move with purpose. One of the tricks with movement is to decide what you want to happen in your frame. For this shot, I know that Meg's going to come and grab some onions. So rather than try and follow her around the kitchen, I framed up my shot in advance, and I know that when she walks in and takes them out, it will add some drama to an otherwise static shot.
움직임을 촬영하는 방법 첫 번째입니다. 비디오를 켠 뒤 하나, 둘, 셋을 세고 촬영을 시작합니다. 촬영 종료 후 하나, 둘, 셋을 센 뒤 비디오를 끕니다. 다시 한번 보시겠습니다. 자, 이제 움직임을 촬영하는 방법 두 번째입니다. 카메라를 고정하고 촬영을 시작합니다. 프레임 내로 움직이는 피사체가 지나가고 촬영을 종료합니다. 다시 한번 보시겠습니다. 움직임을 촬영하는 방법 세 번째, 프레임을 고정하든 움직이든 촬영 중에는 절대로 카메라가 흔들려서는 안 됩니다.
So again, when you look at WMDs, wide, mid-range and detail, you also need to consider stability. The truth is, if I'm shooting a wide shot from back here and I'm getting the whole kitchen, I should be able to hold that quite steady and get a nice clean shot. If I'm doing a detail shot, I need to brace myself a little more. Elbows into my side, or squeeze up against the wall, or as you saw earlier when I got in the window, and whether you notice I put my feet opposite me so I could brace myself, I could hold myself quite steady. And these are sensible things to do when you're working handheld. But the other option, which it can be frustrating at times because carrying a tripod around can be quite restrictive, but it makes sense if you're doing detail shots to get as much stability as possible. And nothing will give you stability like a tripod does. And this is a very small, very lightweight tripod which I can shove into my walk around bag. It now allows me to come down here and get some really beautiful, steady, clean detail shots. This is the Verify camera app that we want people to use when contributing to Verify. We've built this ourselves and it gives you a lot of control. On the right hand side here you've got the focus control, the exposure control and the color temperature control. So the first thing I'm going to do is lock off my focus. So now I know that it's not going to search anymore. And the next step is to lock off my color temperature. So now if the light changes, the color temperature reading and the camera's not going to change. And then the third thing is I will lock off my exposure. But actually I'm going to just lift it up a little bit so I get lots of nice detail in the onion. Then I press record. Because I'm on a tripod, I can just stand still and watch this beautiful scene unfold in front of me. What I'm trying to do is show you the techniques that I use every time I make a film. You've got your WMDs, wide, mid-range, detail. Also think about the triple shot. Don't get one wide, get three wides. Come in, get one at eye level, get a nice clean wide. Then get down on the floor and get a low angle, maybe get some light involved, get a silhouette. Then climb up on something or use your arms. These iPhones are very light. Get a selfie stick, get your tripod up as high as it'll go, get a wide angle from the top. So you think about your WMDs, what you're actually thinking of is a WMD, WMD, WMD. Move deliberately or don't move. The greatest difference between amateur video and professional video is a lack of this. Because I guarantee if your mum and dad filmed something of you at a birthday party, they did it like this. Oh, there's something over there. Oh, there's little Johnny, he's running out the door. Oh, look, Emily's just come in. And you move around and it gives you motion sickness. Film, hold it steady, and if somebody moves and you want to move deliberately and make a decision on how they work. If you've got a steady shot and somebody walks in from this side and they're walking to this side, let them just pass through the shot. You've already framed the shot. You've made a decision. You've framed up a shot on purpose. So let that shot stand and let people pass through. Or if something's happening over here and they're moving to here, frame, follow, finish. If you can use these techniques in your filmmaking, I guarantee you, you will be happier with the results.
정리를 해보겠습니다. 먼저 샷의 구성입니다. WMD를 늘 염두에 두셔야 합니다. Wide, Mid-Range, and Detail입니다. 트리플 샷은 WMD 각각을 Eye Level, High Angle, and Low Angle로 촬영을 합니다. 샷이 다양한 만큼 다양한 영상을 꾸밀 수 있습니다. 다음은 샷의 촬영입니다. 카메라를 이동하거나 카메라를 고정할 수 있습니다. 그러나 어떤 경우에도 카메라가 떨려서는 안 됩니다. 자, 이제 이렇게 마무리된 영상을 함께 보시겠습니다.
Now, let's see the finished product.
I want to show you how easy it is to make chutney. I'm going to use tomatoes and make a fresh tomato chutney, and just show you that with what you have around in your house, how easy it is to make. I felt a while ago that we have a real problem with consumption in society these days, so I wanted to try and make as much stuff as I possibly could. Okay, so I'm going to put all of the tomatoes in the pan now. Now, when you're making chutney, you can put everything in the pan all at the same time. There's no particular order to what you're doing. And I've used about just over 1 kilogram of tomatoes because we want to make a lot of chutney, because it's really lovely to be able to share it with your friends and give it away, because I'm not going to get through all of it myself. You need a lot of onions to make chutney. That's what provides the texture and also the flavour. But yeah, it does make you cry. So we're going to add some apples to our chutney. They'll give it a nice bit of texture and flavour again. Okay, so in the pot now we've got apples, tomatoes, onions, garlic, ginger. I'm going to add the sugar in, and that's what will help cook down and caramelise the fruit and veg. Okay, we're now going to put in the magic ingredient, which is vinegar. Okay, about half a bottle, and now we get to put the heat on. Okay, this is the really fun part. This is where the magic happens. It's a little bit like alchemy, so you can just start spicing it up and flavouring it exactly how you want. So we've got some paprika going in there. And some turmeric, just because it's really pretty. And that is our first jar of chutney.